I do know that you were bullied at school and had a difficult...
I was almost beaten to death, if you call that bullied. My father has serious issues.
Okay, well, so you didn't have a happy childhood.
It was very violent.
And I said, you don't understand. I have a genius son. He needs to talk to someone besides me. Every mother thinks their child is a genius.
Elon Musk's net worth is now close to $354 billion.
The Tesla CEO has hit a new milestone, becoming the first person in history to surpass a net worth of $400 billion.
Did Elon Musk's net worth by about $70 billion to close to $320 billion.
The American president calls him a genius and a desirable character.
A super genius. We have to protect our geniuses. We don't have that many of them.
People call him the real-life Iron Man. With one of his tweets, he can shake the entire crypto market.
The value of cryptocurrency Dogecoin has climbed significantly following a tweet from Elon Musk.
The world wants to be like him. Every kid, every startup founder dreams of being like him. He himself publicly says,
I'm not sure I want to be me.
Meaning the person who is an idol for the whole world says he doesn't want to be like himself. Why? His net worth is over $354 billion. Which is so much money that the second richest person in the world is almost $128 billion less than him. This guy has had 2 wives and many girlfriends. He has 12 children. He could buy a small country overnight. He lives alone in a 375 square feet house. None of his children want to live with him. There is no co-founder or investor who hasn't had a fight with him. Even no employee wants to work directly with him because he fires them directly. On one hand, this guy is doing superhero-level things, and the world wants to be like him. On the other hand, he is frustrated with himself. Nobody stays with him long-term. I spent the last 2 months researching him and felt like making a detailed documentary about him so that nobody needs to watch another video to understand Elon Musk. So enjoy today's episode, Elon Musk, a genius and a psycho. When I was researching Elon Musk, I found some of his bizarre actions that no normal person could ever think of doing. When Elon was young, he was bullied in school, and he had no friends. That's why Elon mostly stayed home reading books instead of going to school. When Elon lived with his mom in Durban, he read every single book in the library there.
I mean, he'd read everything in the library in Durban,
So, once Elon and his sister were sitting together, and his sister told him that the moon is 10 million miles away, but Elon, who was around 10 to 11 years old at that time, said that the moon is 239,000 miles away. Was that accurate? When Elon was 5 years old. There was a birthday party of his cousin, but Elon had a fight with a child at school that day. So, his mum punished him by leaving him home while everyone else went to the party. Now, this 5-year-old child decided to go to the party on his own. But the challenge was that his cousin's house was 2 hours away, and Elon didn't have a bike or a car. Guess how he reached the party? Elon literally walked to his cousin's house. He was so small that he didn't even understand road safety, but he had once gone to his cousin's house by car, so he remembered the route and reached there based on that memory. When his mum saw him there, she was very scared, and after that incident, she never punished him like that again. Elon is not made for beginners. This was just a trailer. The movie will start now. Sometimes he makes decisions that nobody could ever think of. For example, when Elon was getting admission to college in Canada, he had 2 options, Queen's and Waterloo. Any normal student would choose based on which college offers better education, but Elon chose Queen's because there were more girls there. Literally, Elon chose Queen's for the girls because he thought that whatever knowledge the professors had, he already knew it, so he didn't need education. Even many people don't know much about Elon's relationships. Listen carefully. Elon's first wife was Justine Wilson, whom he married in January 2000 and divorced in 2008. With Justine, Elon had 6 children, one of whom died. After that, in 2010, Elon married British actress Tallulah Riley and divorced her in 2012. But just a year later, in 2013, he married Riley again, and then divorced her again in 2016. Despite living together for almost 5 years, Elon and Riley didn't have any children. After that, Elon started dating Canadian singer Grimes, and without marrying her, he had 3 children with her. After breaking up with Grimes, Elon started dating Shivan Zilis, an employee of his company Neuralink, and he also has 3 children with her. So with 1 wife and 2 girlfriends, Elon now has a total of 11 children. And even after all this, Elon is now dating Australian actress Natasha Bassett. That's his personal life. Now let's talk about his professional life's bizarre actions. You will be shocked to hear about a fight with Mark Zuckerberg. See, in September 2016, Elon was supposed to launch Mark Zuckerberg's $200 million satellite using SpaceX rockets to provide internet access in some parts of Africa. But due to some technical issues, the satellite exploded during a pre-launch test. After this incident, Zuckerberg deleted Tesla's and SpaceX's official pages from his Facebook almost a year later and tweeted that he anyway thought those pages were nonsense. A few days later, Elon admitted that the failure of Zuckerberg's satellite was SpaceX's fault. But in that tweet, he added that Zuckerberg had insured it anyway, and if he felt he had suffered a loss, SpaceX would launch one for him for free. Amidst all this, suddenly there was a challenge to a cage fight. It's almost common knowledge that after Elon Musk acquired Twitter, Mark Zuckerberg launched Threads, and before its launch, many rumors had spread. Elon sarcastically tweeted that the world couldn't wait for Zuckerberg's signals. A random user replied jokingly that Zuckerberg knows jujutsu, a type of martial art. Elon, being Elon, replied that if needed, he was ready for a cage fight. Maybe Elon said this jokingly, but Zuckerberg took it seriously and shared a screenshot of Elon's tweet. You might have seen videos about Elon Musk's dedication to his work, but I bet you haven't heard about the 99% of his life that no YouTuber or creator has told you about how obsessed Elon Musk is with his work. When Elon was 11 years old, he saw a computer for the first time in a shopping mall in Johannesburg. He begged his dad to buy it, but like most dads, his dad thought he would just play games on it. But Elon managed to save some money and bought a Commodore VIC-20, one of the earliest PCs in the world. As expected, Elon spent his days playing games like Galaxian and Alpha Blaster, but what his dad didn't expect was that the computer came with a free coding course. Elon was so obsessed with coding that he completed the course in just 3 days, which normally takes 60 hours. He even passed a programming skills test at school and learned to code in Pascal and Turbo C++ on his own within 2 years. This level of coding skill allowed him to develop a video game called Blaster, which he sold to a magazine called PC and Office Technology for $500. This shows how obsessed Elon is with his goals. Elon's company SpaceX plans to colonize Mars, but Elon says he got this idea when he was 10 years old after reading a book. From 2001 onwards, he became so obsessed with this mission that he planned a Mars mission called Mars Oasis, which involved sending a greenhouse to Mars for $3 million. The purpose was to make the US government serious about Mars colonization. Not only that, but for this Mars mission, Elon needed rockets, so he went to Russia in February 2002 to buy expired rockets for $18 million. Although the deal didn't work out, on his flight back, Elon planned to build his own rockets. Immediately after returning, he started researching what materials were needed for rockets. Elon became so obsessed with this plan that within a month, on March 14, 2002, he started his own company, SpaceX. Shocking incident was when SpaceX was about to launch its first rocket, Falcon V. Just an hour before the launch, Elon asked an engineer if the aluminum alloy order for future rockets had been placed. When he found out it hadn't, he got angry. This shows his obsession with work. You might have heard from many articles that Elon Musk is like an alien who wants to return home through his Mars mission. Let's understand this in detail. Today, all of Elon's businesses are aimed at one end goal: colonizing Mars. In 2002, when SpaceX started, Elon held a meeting every week called the Mars Colonizer Meeting. Although these meetings have no relation to SpaceX's current operations, Elon still conducts them to discuss how the Mars colony will be and how it will be run. Interestingly, when Elon visualizes his Mars mission in these meetings, his mood becomes fresh. This guy is so obsessed with something that might never happen. Also, if you observe closely, Elon Musk mostly wears the same type of t-shirt everywhere, even when meeting important people like Donald Trump. Elon's actions show how obsessed he is with his goals. Close your eyes for the next 10 seconds and imagine what comes to mind when you hear the name Elon Musk. A highly successful businessman driving luxury cars, living in a mansion with hundreds of people around him, right? And of course, when people hear Elon Musk's name, these are the things that come to mind. But what if I say that today? The person under SpaceX who talks about going to Mars used to be alone in his own house. Elon Musk, who aims to increase people's IQ with Neuralink, was once in trauma himself. He was so introverted that he couldn't make friends in school. Many people might not digest the fact that Elon's childhood was very challenging. When Elon was just 3 years old, his mother enrolled him in nursery school.
To keep him back a year because otherwise he'll be a little socially challenged.
Elon's mother insisted, saying,
And I said, you don't understand. I have a genius son. He needs to talk to someone besides me. Every mother thinks their child is a genius.
his parents' relationship was violent. His father would physically and verbally abuse his mother.
Drive the car and he would be punching me and Elon would be between the seats hitting his father to stop him punching me. When he would be at home and punching me, Kimball and Tosca would be crying in the corner because they were really babies. Elon was 5, Kimball 4, Tosca 3. Elon would be hitting his dad at the back of his legs. And then when he was 8, we left.
My father has serious issues.
Okay, well, so you didn't have a happy childhood.
It was very violent.
In school, he faced a severe incident when he was 12. The school took all the children to a wilderness survival camp called Weld School. In this camp, fighting and bullying were allowed. Since Elon had no friends and was the smallest in his class, he was bullied twice by older kids, which left him so traumatized that he lost 45 kilograms.
I do know that you were bullied at school and had a
I was
difficult...
almost beaten to death, if you call that bullied.
But let me tell you something very interesting. Elon used to read science fiction all night as a child, and his father, being an engineer, created an environment at home that fostered his interest in physics. When he went to college, he continued his studies in physics and set his goals: space, internet, and sustainable energy. When Elon went to Russia in February 2002 to buy rockets, he was accompanied by a mechanical engineer named Jim Cantrell. After the deal failed, Elon decided to start his own aerospace work. Jim asked for job security guarantees, but Elon refused and made himself the chief engineer of SpaceX. Elon Musk's team said they would have to postpone the launch again due to bad weather. But this time, Elon said the weather was better, so let's launch it. After that, Falcon 9 was launched, and fortunately, it was successful. However, if the launch had failed, it would have been a huge risk. There was no deadline or major pressure to launch Falcon 9 immediately. Elon Musk behind the mask, his obsession with work, his attachment to machines, his weirdness, and his risk-taking behavior. We're still confused whether he's a genius or a bit psycho because of his behavior and how he handles situations. So, subscribe my channel for this types of videos. And you might also like this video, From €20 to a Billionaire Company, How a Poor Boy Broke Poverty.